Hello, my name's Paula. I work for Cheshire Libraries and I would like to tell you about a book I love. My chosen book is this one, Olive Kitteridge by Elizabeth Strout and published by Scribner. This book is made up of 13 short stories which are connected by the adventures of the central character, Olive Kitteridge, her family and some of the people in the small New England seaside community where she lives. The beauty of this book, to my mind, is the way that the author very cleverly scratches on the surface of what appears to be an idyllic, relaxed holiday town community to reveal emotions, secrets, humour, and sometimes sadness of the people who live there. She does this by describing events and people as they are, without passing any personal judgment which may influence the reader's opinion in any way. I felt, when reading this book, as though I was a fly on the wall or watching a play. Not only did I find this style of writing easy and pleasurable to read, I felt that I could form my own opinions of Olive, her family and the community where she lives. Another reason I really enjoyed this book is because I have a keen interest in human nature. People watching is a pastime that I really enjoy, and this book encompasses both of these themes. The author's attention to detail is demonstrated by her skillful narrative of the subtleties and minutiae of people's expressions and body language, which speak volumes and are often louder than words. The author also invites the reader to consider some of society's current issues and values which are incorporated into the book. An interesting example of this is the opposing attitudes between generations, and what may be considered acceptable to one generation is not to another. For example, Olive evidently loves her son very much, but since physical punishment was considered acceptable in her youth and when her son was young, she would sometimes smack him when he misbehaved. Her son, now an adult, would never punish his children physically. Such contrasting viewpoints can, and do, lead to family rifts. Growing up in a small Welsh seaside town, there are many aspects of this book which resonate with me. Communities are made up of the many different characters and the stories and experiences which bind them, but they can be both sad or extremely funny. However, in many cases, personal problems stay just that, personal, and for reasons of pride, anger, hurt, or sadness, people often keep their problems to themselves. The difference between living in a community and reading about one is that we can live side by side with people in our village, town, or city, but never really get to know them. But in this book, the author skillfully paints a picture in great detail of each of the characters, their thoughts, attitudes, mannerisms, and history in such a way that we get to know them better than most people we live alongside. Humans are naturally inquisitive of other people, and some of the personal problems and experiences in this book can also be very relatable to the reader, which makes the characters particularly compelling. Olive Kitteridge is a brilliantly written book which I thoroughly enjoyed. Reading it almost a year ago, it is one of those novels which transport you figuratively to the time, the place, even someone's house, with the author's skillful descriptions and narrative. I would recommend this book to anyone who has an interest in people watching or human nature in general. This is not an action-packed thriller novel, but to my mind there is plenty of drama in this book, a drama played out by people in their everyday lives. But the beauty of this book is that the author never judges or writes about the characters in a condescending way, no matter how silly they are, how low they stoop, or how badly they behave. Human nature and emotions are often the result of what people have had to endure during their lifetime, so we should never judge them on their actions alone. This, to me, is the most powerful and endearing message of all in this book. Thank you very much for listening. Look out for more books we love coming from Cheshire East Libraries soon. Bye bye.